Have you ever really stopped to wonder what separates the people who just dream about success from the ones who actually go out and get it? It really comes down to this one powerful thing, and I'll bet it's not what you're thinking. It's not about having more money, or some genius strategy, or even a once-in-a-lifetime idea.
It all comes down to one thing: speed. Just the raw ability to move, to make a call, to get things done faster than anybody else. That is the ultimate competitive advantage. It's what separates the winners from, well, everyone else. So let's really dig into what that means.
So in this explainer, we're going to break down 4 simple but really powerful rules for making speed your own personal superpower. And by the end of this, I promise you're going to have a clear game plan to move faster than you ever thought you could. All right, rule number 1. This isn't about just one burst of energy and then you're done. No, it's about building a repeatable system, a cycle that just keeps you moving forward day in and day out. We're calling it the cycle of momentum. It's this really simple 3-part cycle. It all starts with part 1, decide fast. Then you immediately jump to step 2, you execute. And then you close the loop with step 3, you review the data. And you do it quickly. Let's break down each of these pieces.
So that first step, deciding fast, it's all about dodging this one huge trap: paralysis by analysis. I mean, we live in an age where you can get infinite information, right? With tools like ChatGPT, it's so easy to get stuck thinking you need all the data before you can move. But you don't. The goal is to get just enough info to make a call and get going.
And this is so critical. A decision on its own is totally useless. An idea just sitting there on a notepad doesn't do anything for you. It has to become something you actually do today. That's what turns a thought into real progress. That's what kicks this whole momentum cycle into gear.
And this quote, man, it just perfectly nails that final step of the cycle. You get something done, and then you immediately look at the results. This has nothing to do with your ego or being right. It's about being effective. If the data tells you your idea is a dud, you pivot. If it tells you it's a winner, you go all in, fast.
Okay, let's jump into rule number 2. Now, this one's a big one, because it goes against what so many of us have been taught, this idea that everything has to be perfect before you put it out into the world. It's time to start embracing imperfect action. I mean, look at this. This comparison says everything, right? On one side, you've got the perfectionist. They're slow, everything's super polished, but they're completely stalled. And on the other side, you've got the fast mover. They're quick, yeah, maybe a little messy, but they are constantly learning. And the truth is, most audiences these days actually prefer what's real over what's perfect.
See, when you're willing to put stuff out there that's not perfect, a couple of amazing things happen. First, you just blow past your competitors who are still stuck tweaking tiny details. And second, your audience actually gets to come along for the journey. They feel invested, they give you feedback, and you get to improve based on what the real world is telling you. Seriously, let this one sink in for a second. This is such a powerful way to think about it. That feeling you get that you need everything to be just right, that's not a high standard. It's just a fancy excuse to not move forward. It's procrastination wearing a tuxedo.
Okay, this brings us to rule number 3, which is all about what's happening outside of you. See, the market waits for no one. If you take 3 months to make a decision, guess what? Your competition is already 3 months ahead of you. The cost of being slow is absolutely massive.
This is an absolute masterclass in what we're talking about. So one night, a new business idea comes up over dinner. The conversation wraps up around 8:30 p.m. Now, for most people, that's where weeks of planning would start, but not for them. By the very next morning, a full landing page was already built and live, and emails were already being sent out.
So what happened? What was the result of moving that insanely fast? Thousands of people signed up, almost overnight. In less than 12 hours, this idea went from a simple dinner chat to a validated business with huge momentum.
And here's the kicker. That program, the one that started as a chat over dinner, is now one of their most profitable things they've ever done. Speed to market will beat perfection every single time. It's just a fact.
You've probably heard this quote, but it just perfectly captures this whole idea. Real innovation isn't neat and tidy. You have to be willing to be imperfect, to make some mistakes, and just learn from them faster than anybody else. If nothing's breaking, you're probably just not moving fast enough.
All right, that brings us to our last rule. And honestly, this might be the most important one because it's so practical. It's the one that pulls everything we've talked about into a simple daily habit. It's called the Today Rule.
Think of this as your daily playbook for building that unstoppable momentum. Every single morning, just ask yourself these 2 questions. First, what's something I can launch or test today, not next week? And second, what is the absolute smallest, tiniest step I can take right now to get some feedback?
It's kind of like a football game, right? You're not trying to score a touchdown on every single play. Sometimes you just got to move the ball forward 3 yards. That's progress. It's those small, consistent daily actions that add up to huge wins over time. Every day really does count.
Okay, so let's make this real for you right now. Don't worry about tomorrow or next week. What is one thing, just one, that you've been putting off because you feel like it's not perfect yet? What is the one action you're going to take on that thing today? Because at the end of the day, the faster you move, the faster you win.